Alright fellas, what's going on? Denonu here, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. And in this episode of Real Anime Talk here, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super. And I wanted to do this one a little bit different than the previous parts to this that I've done. Basically, I'm just going to give my thoughts on what I think about Dragon Ball Super. Being a huge Dragon Ball fan since way back in the day. Probably going back 20-25 years. I've always been a huge Dragon Ball fan, and coming into Super, I finally sat down and binge watched it. I didn't watch it all the way up to date, but I finished out the last fighting story arc with Black and Zamasu and stuff like that, and I just wanted to give my overall impressions of it. And considering I'm not a big fan, so I'm not going to be fanboying it up in this video. I'm just going to be real. I also wanted to bring a friend on with this, since we're both DBZ fans, and you know, I just wanted to give both of our opinions and thoughts based on it, stuff like that, just to kind of, you know, I just didn't want to be rambling for, you know, on for an hour by myself, basically. So if any of you guys down in the comments, if you like Super, let me know. Why do you like Super? Because I don't understand it. You know, if any of you guys have any comments or you want to have a conversation, a debate, or whatever, let me know down in the comments, and, you know, we'll hash it out. And I'll put my friends' links and everything on here. He's another small YouTuber. He does a lot of Final Fantasy PvP type videos. So if that's your thing, go check him out. Please do. He does a lot of no commentary type stuff. I'm trying to get him into doing YouTube, but, you know, he's slacking on it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll begin the commentary here. All right, so you wanted to touch on Goku's character. You wanted to knock that out the ball first.
Yeah, we're going to touch on Goku's character. You know, we were talking about why exactly is Dragon Ball Super so bad, and we really want to know why you guys actually like it. But yeah, let's touch base on, you know, Goku's character. Why has he regressed so much as a character? Like, he's far more immature than he ever was in Dragon Ball Z. Like, he's actually a lot dumber than he was in Dragon Ball, and he had no education in Dragon Ball. Zero. He just knew how to fight. That was it. Yeah. You know, even when it came to fighting against other people, he wasn't really a genius at it. He was just strong for his age, because he's the Saiyan.
Yeah, he was, you know, physically stronger and everything, so yeah, makes sense.
Right. So he was just, I would say the only thing that was actually quick learning for him was his Kamehameha wave that he learned from Master Roshi.
Yeah, they everything definitely did make him immediately learn that.
Right. You know, he did that little small physical labor that, you know, they kind of brought back in Super. But he's sitting there making a farmer's field.
Well, he got to do something. I mean,
they had Piccolo and Krillin doing that bullshit. Like, come on, man. Like, why? Why? So, we're going back to Dragon Ball Z Buu Saga, like where Goku left off. He was really intelligent. You see how he was able to deduce where Fat Buu was just a child. He had a childlike mentality, and he kind of knew how to play to his advantage. You know, he made Buu kill Babidi. You know, he placed it right there. He placed that thought in Buu's head that he didn't need Babidi anymore.
Yeah, I would say
he wasn't really a threat anymore.
Yeah, I would say Goku definitely at the end of the Buu Saga was more. I can say I guess you could say intelligent, but I'm gonna say he was more of an adult. Where it was like, when it came to fighting, when it came to serious moments, he got serious. And then when he wasn't fighting, or let's say wasn't serious, that's when you had a lot of the happy-go-lucky stuff. Whereas in Super, it's just like, he's never serious at all. Even when he's fighting or anything, it's just retarded almost.
Like, also, Goku at the end of the Buu Saga always had a plan. Like, at least he tried to have a plan. He tried to play by the book, where he's like, listen, kids, you guys can't run off. You got to learn fusion, or there's no way you can win.
Yeah, there was some element of strategy, whereas in Super, it's just like, oh, we're just going to go in swinging, not even going to analyze our enemy. Like, I swear to God, like, I seen an episode where it's like, Black and Zamasu fused together, and he shot Vegeta with lightning right next to Goku, and then like shot Goku right after. I'm like, yo, you just seen it hit Vegeta. You know what attack is coming. Why didn't you dodge the shit?
Like,
you know, it's like I've seen that so many times in Super. Like, how you go into a fight forgetting the fucking Senzu means when that's all you fucking did in DBZ. You know.
I also got a question for you, Dragon Ball Super fans. If you remember in Dragon Ball Z, when anybody was fighting, by the time they got beat to the point where they're unconscious, or they just got beat to the point where they're powerless, they lose their power up. They didn't automatically get it back unless they had some sensu beans or something like that. They lost it. That was it. They didn't have any more power to power up. Kind of like when he lost all of his energy fighting Kid Buu, trying to push him, he didn't have no energy left. He couldn't even transform anymore until they wished his power back with the Dragon Balls. But like countless times, he got his ass whooped to the point where he couldn't transform. Like they had to give him his power. Like, you know, let's say Broly, for example, when everybody gave their power to Goku, with very little power they didn't already have. You know, he just miraculously was stronger, even though he had more power at the start than with little power they had left.
Yeah, it was even the same thing in the other movie when they were fighting the one android guy, when it was like Goku got hit in the dick. Yeah, he just like dropped all of his samples right there because he took so much damage from that. It was just like in Super, it's like, oh, they get hit with a punch or an energy blast or something, and they just go back to normal and then just turn it right back on. And it's like, it's inconsistency, and you know, we'll touch on that later.
They're getting beat to the point where it's taxing on their body, where they've gotten beaten to submission where they have no power left. It was like, oh, let me get back up and charge right back up at full strength like nothing ever happened. I'm like, what? Like, what is that? Like,
it's bullshit. That's what it is.
It's super bullshit. I'm like, this. Okay, so if he can keep getting up and doing that, what's the purpose?
I mean, hell, the bad guys do the same shit. Like that, like Black will get his ass whooped, and then somehow magically he'll just get stronger for no fucking reason, and then he's on par with Vegeta and Goku, even though they just got finished whooping his ass. And then like a couple minutes later, he's stronger than them. It's like it makes no sense with no explanation.
Like what I want to know is if all he did was wish himself to take Goku's body, he's just as strong as Goku was. Like he took Goku's body at the point where Goku was already able to turn Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I would say I would say technically he should be far weaker because the Goku that he took isn't as strong as the regular Goku, you know, from the past. So it's inconsistencies like that. Like it would make more sense if, let's say, since Goku's a Saiyan, if they damn near killed Black, but yet they didn't kill him, and then he healed from that and got stronger. Then okay, Saiyans get stronger after every, you know, near-death experience or whatever. That I can explain it, but they didn't beat him down that much. They would like, you know, hit him a few times, or he would, you know, get comboed a couple times, and then just come back and be like, oh, I'm stronger now. Like I seen the one episode where he stabbed his own hand when he was like, oh, so you guys use anger to get stronger. Oh, let me just think about how I'm mad and suddenly I'm stronger. I got this new move now. It's like, what?
No, no. Oh, when he pulled out that damn scythe.
Yeah, bullshit. Like, what the fuck?
I'm like, let me ask you guys this. Like, why was Black so strong in his base form? And then he pulled Super Saiyan Rose out of his ass, right?
He pulled a lot of shit out of his ass.
He pulled a lot of shit out of his ass, but like he was able to keep up with Goku and Vegeta while they're Super Saiyan Blue. He's in base form, whooping that ass. Then he goes Super Saiyan Rose, and he's still at the same level that he was when he was whooping their ass.
Yeah.
He like, he was kind of beating their ass a little bit more.
And he didn't know how to do it before. This, like, it would make sense if it was something, let's say, during the fight. Let's say he learned how to go Super Saiyan. No, it was just like he got his ass whooped, came back, and was like, oh, now I can go Super Saiyan.
No, he never said that he didn't know how to do it. He was like, oh, let me show you my other form where, you know, this is what you guys, like how you guys were named, you guys would call it Super Saiyan Rose. In the manga, he didn't know how to do it. He said that in the manga. But in the anime, it was just so inconsistent. He was like, he just pulled that out of his ass. That was just it. I'm like, that's bullshit. Alright. So we touched base on Goku's character and how inconsistent that he is, and how his character just changed so much from Dragon Ball Z to Super. How he just went from that serious character,
that respectable hero, to that retarded kid,
to that retarded dad character. I feel like Dragon Ball Super is just a parody of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. I feel like it's almost just like when I binge watch Super, you know, it was like, it feels like it's like somebody came along and was like, look, we want to remake Dragon Ball, or, you know, DBZ, or whatever you want to call it, but we got to tone down the violence and make it for like a younger audience, because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels tame. There's no blood. There's no cussing. There's no details when it came to them getting their ass whooped. No body scars. Nothing like that. It's just the fighting is weak. Something like a kid would enjoy, but like a teenager or a young adult or even a grown adult wouldn't like. You know, it's like it just feels like a tamer, kiddier version. Like, I'd rather watch Dragon Ball Kai.
Me too.
Than watch fucking Super, and I hate that shit.
I'd rather watch Dragon Ball GT.
Yeah, most definitely.
Dragon Ball
GT had good fighting.
It had good fighting. It had a good story. It just had bad dialogue.
Yeah.
That was the only issue with GT that I had, with the dialogue and somewhat of the art style. But the art style is still far superior than Super.
Yeah. Yeah, Super, I mean, like, if you want to touch on that, the animation in Super was fucking garbage.
Super garbage, yo.
Straight garbage. Like, I don't know what they was thinking. Like, they should be ashamed of themselves. That's how bad
the animation was garbage. The choreography was garbage.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, this is retarded. It looked like, this is how Super looks. Whenever somebody gets kicked into the background, you have a cut and paste of this character, right? Let's say you just kind of drew Goku on paper, and you're just holding him by a string, and you're just kind of pulling him back to the background, like away from the camera. That's exactly how they get knocked back. It's so bland and stupid. There's no transition from their movements. It's
like I remember telling you before. It seems like Super is like, it should be. Seems like it's fan made at sometimes. Like, all the fights last like a minute.
It's a puppet show.
Like, somebody jumps in there, they fights for a minute, then they get knocked back. And then they talk for a little bit, then they jump in, fight for a minute, then they get knocked back again. It's like, that's every fight in fucking Super. Every last one with every character. And it makes no damn sense to me. That, and it's like, the inconsistency is just, it's fucking, you know, stupid, and it makes no damn sense. Like, why is Trunks able to fight Black and Zamasu when he's Super Saiyan level 2? But yet, right, Goku and Vegeta are Super Saiyan Blue.
They're gods, where it's like, yo, you can't even sense their power unless you're in that stage. And like, if you remember how Goku in his Super Saiyan form couldn't even do anything to Beerus.
Yeah.
But like, you know, somehow Vegeta was able to do something to Beerus, but it wasn't really much. You know, Beerus could have just killed him at any moment. He was just playing with Vegeta.
At least being Super Saiyan Blue, at least you have the ability to try to fight them. Right. Whereas if you're not on that level, then you can't even do it. But yet somehow Black and the other guy are just as strong as Vegeta and Goku, but yet Trunks is still able to fight them. Like, if I remember right, he pulled the spirit bomb out of his ass. I was like, when the fuck did he get that shit?
Right.
I was like, what the fuck? I seen that and was like, I almost turned it off. At first he did some He-Man shit to make his sword longer. I was like, okay. Yo. I was like, okay, you know, it's, you know, they can do different shit with their energy, fine, you know. But then everybody started glowing and their energy started going up, and I was expecting people to raise their hands up. I thought Goku was doing a spirit bomb on the other side while Trunks was fighting, but no, it was fucking Trunks. No.
Yeah, it was just crap. I'm like, I was mad about that too, to be honest. But yo, let's bring it back. Let's talk about Vegeta's character. We're just gonna stick to the transition to, like, you know, what we need to talk about. Like, Vegeta's character and how bad he's gotten as a character. If you remember, Vegeta started off in the Saiyan saga as a bully.
Yeah, he was a bad guy who became that anti-hero archetype character, and then he turn into that into like the anti-hero
Right.
archetype where you actually had a character arc from beginning to end.
Exactly. If you remember his character, he used to talk shit, back it up, but he used to say some smart ass comments that would make you laugh. You're like, you know what? I don't really like this character that much, but I can respect it. And then you just kind of grown to like him because this nigga was just a given asshole. Like that's what he was.
You either liked him because he was an asshole in the beginning, or you liked him as the series progressed and went on until the end.
And then, as he got to, the Android saga, that was, also the Cell saga, he was still the shit until Android 17 and 18 came along. He beat 19 and 20, no problem. And he talked shit and backed it all the way up. And he was the shit for that.
Yeah, he was the shit talker of the team, whereas everybody else didn't talk shit. Whereas in Super, he's like a fucking player too. Like he's just like it's like having a second Goku. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. So he originally turned into a player 2 ass nigga when it came. Like he originally he turned into that during the Cell saga. He got his ass whooped. Like, but it was his fault that he got his ass whooped. He was beating Cell's ass. And he let Cell go to perfect form.
Yeah, and that was something where at the end of the Cell games, it's like he understood that. Yeah. And then, because at the end, Cell killed Trunks, and he thought it was, saw it as like, oh yeah, that's my fault because Cell is this strong. I let him get that way. He had a character arc there where he understood why I shouldn't be talking shit no more.
Right. He's not gonna put the Earth at risk because he found out how much he actually loved his family. Yeah. He was like, yo, that was my son. That was my only son, and I treated him like I was a dick to him.
That's why in the Buu saga he knocked out Goku and tried to kill himself trying to stop Buu because he didn't want Buu to destroy the Earth or whatever.
Like he was still hard in the Buu saga, but he was actually soft. He was like let's say when he punched Kid Trunks in the face, and he was like, dry your tears, we're going to the park. He just kind of knew how to put a smile on his son's face. He was being soft without being soft, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm like, yo, that's what's up. This is how Vegeta should have transformed into a character. Like if you remember how after the Cell saga, how Goku sacrificed his life. He was like, how could you do that? He was like, he just left all alone. He was like, he just had to go on his own and just kind of rethink life. Yeah. And now, he built his life with Bulma. He's with them. He's living with them. But he's still training. He's making himself the new Goku. Where you're like, if anything comes along, he can take care of that. Since Gohan's slacking, Gohan's doing no training.
Yeah, since Gohan became a bitch.
Yeah, Gohan is slowly turning into a bitch, right? Well, no.
You might as well call that man Yamcha's brother, man. That's how weak he is right now.
Slowly wasn't the word. That escalated very quickly. That's what happened to Gohan. Like, that escalated quickly. His character turned into a bitch real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did.
Like that transition, nobody even saw it coming. Everybody was blindsided by that. But I didn't really care because I didn't really like Gohan's character like that anyway. Because all he did was whine and cry about.
Yeah, I wasn't a real big Gohan fan myself either.
Yeah, like every instance where Gohan could have just won the fight for everybody and everybody could have went home, he bitched out and got everybody fucked up. Every time. Even Cell, he just kind of toyed with Cell, and he could have prevented Goku from dying indefinitely, but no, he wanted to toy with Cell, and Cell got Goku killed, and King Kai, and Bubbles, and Gary. But also Vegeta's character, he's not only has he turned into a bobblehead, like with small body, big ass head for no reason. He turned into a bitch. If you remember, Vegeta didn't train with nobody. And that little training session with Trunks, he didn't train with Trunks. He just went in and did his own damn thing. That was it. He was like, you stay your ass in your corner and I'm staying over here. He's just doing his own thing in the hyperbolic time chamber where you see his his rage is kind of turning flame, like the whole hyperbolic time chamber in the flames and everything. You can just see it. And Trunks is over there trying to save his father, which is not really in danger in the first place.
Yeah, he's just getting burned and whatnot. Yeah.
And Trunks is like, that was all in my mind. That was just my father's power. And then Vegeta walks off, does his own thing. Trunks, I don't even know how he got strong because all he did was watch his father. I don't know what he did. He didn't do any kind of training, in my opinion. But that's just what it was. So I still like Trunks' character. Future Trunks is way better than the present Trunks.
Yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. But like even in Super, it seems like he must have got on his knees to to be trained with Beerus and Goku and them, because it's like why would he agree to do that shit?
Right, like Vegeta, he wouldn't even train with Goku. He's like, I'm not training with you. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, because I'm not going in the hyperbolic time chamber with you. I'm like, we're not training together. Look, I'm gonna get better my own way, and I'm gonna be better than you, Kakarot. That's just what it is.
Yeah, that was his pride, his drive to do that. Yeah.
And then if you see how he was in Super, he was just really bitch made. He was wearing an apron.
Yeah, you had that man cooking food, man.
He put it on himself. Since when? Yeah, he didn't even want to put on a yellow shirt and pink pants. What he had. I'm like, oh no, never mind. It was a pink shirt and yellow pants. Come on, like he was bitching about that, but that's all he had to wear. But he did it, but he ain't do it with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
But he's just catering to Beerus and Wiz. I'm like,
I don't like the fact that that how Vegeta knew who they were. Right. Because like from what I gathered out of DBZ, and I could be wrong, but they didn't exist in Dragon Ball, in older Dragon Ball or DBZ. Right, and the hierarchy that they set up in place of that, like it would have made more sense in Super, where they was just like, yo, who are these guys? We don't help. We have no idea who they are. And so the 𝐾𝐲s would have to tell them who Beerus and whatnot is. Like there's a hierarchy that they have to go through, that because people on Earth, they didn't even know who the 𝐾𝐲s were. So now, like, how does Vegeta? Oh, there's this guy that Frieza used to talk or know about. It's like, no, you shouldn't know nothing about this dude.
Like Frieza and even Frieza, like, oh, you was calling yourself the strongest in the universe, and the 𝐾𝐲s were calling you the strongest of the universe. Oh, and now you guys know about Beerus, so he's the strongest of the universe.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's inconsistencies like that that I hate, and that's all throughout in Super. The whole fucking anime is inconsistent as shit. Dan, it's down to everything. Down to the characters, the power-ups, the fight scenes, the DBZ facts that should already be established, I don't mind them retconning some shit, don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between retconning shit and then just introducing shit where it's just like, okay, that didn't happen the way it did or whatever. Like, if they had better writing, they could write it better. But it's like they didn't. It's almost like the people who are making Super, it's like I always tell you, it's like they don't care about the shit. They're not making, the show that they should be making. They're just making some bullshit to fill a time slot. That's what it feels like to me.
Right. I'm like, if you take a look at Vegeta's character, how he's turned into a maid, a butler, for these guys, where he's catering to their every need. He's bribing them with food.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is he doing that? Vegeta, they just took Vegeta's whole spine away. Like, he doesn't even own his own spine anymore. Vegeta's just a bitch, in my opinion, now in Super.
Yeah.
But he has all my respect in Dragon Ball Z, all the way to the Buu saga, where he actually admitted that Goku was better than him, but that doesn't mean he gave up.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know how you can fight like that and be gentle as a fly, but
But it works for you when I see the results of it.
Right. He was like, but I'm still gonna do me, but you're better than me, Kakarot. Well, he said that.
Yeah.
Like, in quote. He said that. I'm like,
yeah, he kind of, he admitted that he had respect for him, in other words.
Right, yeah. And then in Super, all of that's just negated. Like, he was just, I'm better than you, Kakarot. I'm always better than you. I'm going to do this, and to be better than you. I'm willing to become somebody else's bitch just to be better than you. I know Frieza used to enslave me, but, he was a tyrant. But Beerus, he's not a tyrant, but I'm willing to be his bitch and kiss his feet.
And that's the part that pisses me off. It's like you had that man in the Frieza saga be shook when Frieza came in. Like it was like he knew how strong Frieza was, and was like, "Yo, he's so strong we can't even fight him. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, we can't fight him. That's how strong he is." And then you had him be like, "Fuck it," so he overcame that and then fought Frieza and then got that ass whoop, right? Whereas Beerus showed up and it was like, "Oh, let me just get on my knees and slob your knob, Lord Beerus." Like, it was like, why?
Right, and then people would bring up how he did that in the Broly movie. I'm like, this was his people's legend.
Yeah.
I'm like, you had the legendary Super Saiyan, and this legendary Super Saiyan will crush Frieza. Like this, he always held the legendary Super Saiyans better than Frieza. Like he just thought the regular Super Saiyan can beat Frieza, and the legendary Super Saiyan,
that was back in the day when they thought that Super Saiyan was the legend and all that stuff. So it makes more sense. But that made more sense because Broly was so much more stronger than everybody else. Right. And even in that movie, what happened? He overcame that and fought fucking Broly. Still got the ass whooped, but he fought him. Whereas when Beerus came down, it's just like he served him.
He didn't try.
The only time he said "fuck you" to Beerus is when he smacked Bulma in the movie.
Right.
And then when they redid that in Super.
Right, and I can say the big difference was, being Frieza's underling, he had to wait till he was actually strong enough to challenge Frieza, where he had no other choice.
Yeah, he was like, the young teenager who wants to say fuck his parents, but realize that he can't make it on his own, so we gotta buy this time.
Yeah, and then once Beerus came along, he had a choice. He chose to submit. He never once he went toe to toe with Frieza, he never wanted to submit to Frieza ever again. That was period. Yeah. He was like, man, fuck this guy. And then to Broly, he didn't submit to Broly. He just didn't fight back.
Yeah.
That was just it. He was like, I'm not fighting that. We're gonna die. I can't beat that. But he's never submitted to anybody. He didn't submit to Broly. He just admitted defeat. That was it. He's like, I can't beat Legend.
It was like it's super. It's like, why is he even there? He's a player to second Goku, because at the beginning of Super they was like, oh, Vegeta's just as strong as Goku, just that they both got their pros and cons depending on how they fight and how they treat situations. Right. So, Goku might win out over Vegeta in that regard, but as far as key levels and everything, they were both just about the same level. But then as Super went on, it's like Vegeta just went back to where he used to be, where he's just weaker than Goku for the sake of being weaker than Goku.
Right. And then I got a big plot hole question. Why is Krillin stronger than Android 18 now? It's like, if you realize Android 18 whooped Vegeta when Vegeta was a Super Saiyan, she whooped Trunks too. Mm-hmm. Krillin was way weaker than both of them. Even all this time progressed, I don't see Krillin being stronger than them at that point.
Has he trained since then? No.
He become a cop. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. It's that's when he stopped fighting.
I'm like this, in the Buu saga, he was training with 18. But she was all around stronger than him. That was just it. Now she's become a house mom, and now she has a small ass body and a big ass head, and she's weaker than Krillin now. She can't even fend for herself. Why? And Krillin, he has noodles for arms.
Again, inconsistencies. Why is take Super Saiyan Blue? What the fuck is the point of Super Saiyan Blue if they fight everybody as Super Saiyan 2? What does Super Saiyan Blue even do besides give you weird godly ki for no reason that doesn't do anything?
It does nothing extra. It does nothing.
Fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, just bask in my greatness. This is my just for show form. It doesn't do anything special. It just makes me look great.
Yeah.
What?
It just dyes my hair blue apparently. Because everybody that they fight when they first fought him, it's like, okay, let's fight him as regular, and then they go level 1 or 2, and then if they have to turn blue, they will.
And have you noticed how everybody brags in Super? Like Goku and Vegeta, especially Goku. He's like, "This is Super Saiyan Blue." I'm like, he's never bragged about his Super Saiyan abilities. He was like, when he first demonstrated his Super Saiyan abilities to Boo, he was stalling for time. He was like, "This is what you call a Super Saiyan. This is what you call a Super Saiyan 2." He wasn't bragging. He was just showing and stalling. But when he tried to do it to Beerus, he was bragging, and he got his ass handed.
Hell, when he does it to everybody, even when during the tournament when he was fighting Hit and everything, and I think he went what was it, 𝐾𝐨 or whatever, where they were showing each other their moves and shit.
The 𝐾𝐨, he was like, it was a little different. He wasn't really bragging with that. You know, he was just kind of talking. He was like, "Yo, I got this other form. I know you want to fight me because, you know, you're just like me." Where I give him that. You know, he just kind of pulled that one out of his ass. That he's been working on it with Whis or whatever. And why was Beerus scared when it couldn't have done anything to him? I don't know. Like,
it's like it's. Why are they even training Goku and Vegeta? That's another thing. For what?
For what? Like, why do they even feel like they need to do it? Oh,
they're not gonna suddenly become gods and take their place.
That's their purpose. They just come for food.
Yeah, it's just like
the guys. They don't even need to eat, but they just keep coming for food. Oh, this food is delicious.
Why can't they just like, if you have all of that power and knowledge and ability, why can't you just snap your finger and make food appear in front of your face?
Exactly. Like, you seen how they just.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, they did.
They could.
Back when Whis was cooking this food for him. It's like,
yeah, you remember? Yeah, I'm like this. So what's the difference? Whis can do anything he wants. Oh, and now they try to make it seem like, oh, Whis just kind of stores food in his staff. He doesn't really make it.
It's bullshit.
Where's he getting it from?
It's bullshit. It's a way of keeping Whis and Beerus in the show for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea. And that's another thing I was going to talk about, was inconsistencies where the story doesn't make no sense. It's all over the place. There's no beginning, middle, and end. It's just like they just seem to... They'll have a story arc with a goal in mind, like with the whole black thing. The whole storyline behind that didn't make no fucking sense. There was no beginning, no middle, no end to it. It was like the whole purpose was like, you know what? We want to bring back we want to bring back Trunks. Right. How can we do that? Oh, let's just bring him back and say he was fighting some guy who looked like Goku, you know, like an evil version of Goku. Like, we'd never seen that before, but we did several times.
I got something to say about the Trunks thing. Like, so let me ask you this: when Trunks first appeared, you know, in Super, why did Bulma know that he had blue hair when he left with pink hair?
I can say the same thing about Bulma, but you know, apparently that's what her genetics does. Apparently.
Oh no! Like this, she was like, "Did he have blue hair?" But the last time she seen him,
he had purple hair.
He had pink hair, or pink or purple, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, why does she know that he had blue hair? And then why does Kid Trunks, present Trunks, still have pink or purple hair, and future Trunks have blue hair?
Stupid.
They didn't even explain it.
No, they didn't. They just, you know, it's like everybody. I've spoken with certain people in comment wars about that. They was like, "Oh, he just gets it from his mom, because that's because her hair did the same thing."
Nah, man, that's some bullshit.
It's them just changing shit for the sake of changing it for no reason. Like it would make sense if, let's say, like if Gohan's hair changed over like that, or Half-Breed's hair changed like that. Or if, let's say, like back in DBZ, they you know, her mom made a mention of something like, "Oh yeah, my hair changed color, you know, way back when." So then they just brought it back up with her in her older years. But it's like, no, they just changed it just for the sake of changing it for no fucking reason.
I'm like, and then there was like another thing where if you look at Trunks' hair, like in the manga, I think I remember saying hearing Akira Toriyama was saying that Trunks' hair was originally supposed to be blue, and I think Bulma's hair was originally supposed to be, you know, pink or purple, whatever. I'm like, what's the purpose? I'm like, you know, if they fucked up in anime, that's what you guys went with. That's what you guys went with.
Yeah, that's already established. Change it now? Why change it? Yeah, stupid.
I'm like this, unless you just said, you know, Trunks dyed his hair. But why did Bulma already know that his hair was blue when she'd never seen it blue?
Yeah.
It was just inconsistent. But why is Bulma so retarded as a character and so bent on doing stupid shit that she never really cared about?
Like what? What do you mean?
Let's say, she wanted to build that time machine just because her future self did it, and she's like, now she feel like she's got to do it instead of wishing for a new time machine. So she can look
Yeah,
at,
you think, right?
look at
Yeah,
the shit.
you think she just
I'm
did that
like,
shit.
I'm like,
I mean, yeah, it's like you can build it, okay, sure, but yeah, you got the
right.
fucking Dragon Balls. What the
And
fuck?
and then you're willing to put King Kai's life on the side, on hold, just so you can get this mineral, so you can wish for a mineral to build your time machine. What?
I'm just saying, you could have just been like, look, even if the dragon was like, I don't know how to build one, to be like, yo, I got the manual right here.
Hmm.
Like, it's yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Or can I get back the time machine that was just destroyed by Black?
Yeah.
Like that's it. All right, I'm about to analyze this and remake it so I can make this in bulk. Whatever. It was just stupid. Like Bulma's character, it was just really, really stupid.
Yeah.
She had no meaning, just like the rest of these characters. Why is Gohan so weak?
Well, I guess Bulma's meaning is somebody got to come with the money because we know it ain't Goku, and all that food got to come from somewhere. So it seems like she's like the food person, and whenever they need something built or repaired or put in a capsule, up comes Bulma with it.
I understand that, right? But Bulma was a smart character in the beginning. She did have a lot of. She did do a lot of stupid shit, like she didn't have common sense, to where she would kind of rush out and do shit that she shouldn't be doing, or be at the battlefield where she shouldn't be, putting herself at risk, just because she thinks, she's like, man, these are my friends and they're gonna protect me. They shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, now you're making yourself a liability. That's the only thing I can see that's always been about her character. She's always been like that. But she's always making kind of somewhat smart decisions on how to help them.
Yeah.
And like, oh, they hurry up and go get those Dragon Balls. Like, like when she sent Trunks on that mission to get the Dragon Balls and shit, and Goku was stolen in the Buu Saga. She was smart. It was just they made her character redundant.
Yeah. I think they showed her a little bit too much. Like, I think if she'd had like 1 or 2 appearances, it would have been fine. But no, she's a main fucking character. It's like during the whole Trunks arc or whatever, she was just there nonstop. And even before they had the tournament, she was there. So it's like, why even show all these second sideline characters if like you're not gonna do shit with them? Like, why have Piccolo in the show? Why have Gohan in the show?
Also, Chi-Chi's character. Why does she go? Why does she go back and forth? Where with Gohan made him study. With Goten, she's like, you know what? Goku died. I think I should really follow in his footsteps and train Goten. Goten was Super Saiyan. Now, Goten, you gotta do your studies. What?
No, the dumbest shit that got me was when it was where it was something going on where I think they were looking for Goku or whatever, and like they couldn't find him or something, and Goten was like, oh, maybe I should go help them or whatever. They're probably out saving the Earth, and she was like, no, you gotta do about your testing or whatever. That's more important. I was like, really? So taking tests is more important than saving the fucking Earth. Without the Earth, there is no fucking tests.
Yeah, Chi was just stupid.
Like it's like some things I can understand her being that type of character because that's how that's how she was in DBZ. But it's like, come on, man. It's like some shit is just dumb.
Really stupid. So let's see. I don't know if you guys know, but Dragon Ball Super is just a series of stolen stories from Dragon Ball Multiverse, the webcomic. What Danny can do for you guys with Denonu, he can put the link of the webcomic that's so much better than Super.
Mm-hmm.
All these events happened before Super even came out, and it's still an ongoing webcomic.
Yeah, they should have just did that.
Right. Like, if you remember how Trunks fought Vegeta, when Vegeta wanted to train him. For some reason, he didn't teach him how to go Super Saiyan Blue. Don't know why, but, who cares? But like this, how Trunks went to his buff form, and when Vegeta was about to attack, he kind of regressed back to his normal Super Saiyan state. And just kind of used it as
use it as a tactic.
Again.
In other words, not as a power up, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. He just used it as a tactic. Just kind of throw him off guard. He did the same shit in Dragon Ball Multiverse like a year ago, like a year ago, but it was different. He went buff, and he kind of used it as an attack mode. Whenever he needed to dodge or move quick, he would regress, and then he would get buff again right when he's about to attack. But for this Trunks to do it, the Super Trunks, there was no point for him to go to that stage if he already knew how to go Super Saiyan 2, as you can see when they did his little Z Sword flashback and shit like that, when he prevented the Boo, whatever. I'm like, it was just stupid. I'm like, so it just let me know that they know that they're stealing the stories from Dragon Ball Multiverse, but they're making it shittier than Dragon Ball Multiverse had it. Like, Dragon Ball Multiverse made an amazing story. How you thought Dragon Ball Z would have ended, and continued, is how Dragon Ball Multiverse is.
Yeah, they basically took that whole multiple universe concept and made everybody fight in a tournament, but you had different evil character or different versions of the characters. So you had like an evil version of Goku, an evil version of somebody else, and you basically had them all fight, and you had all the different characters that was in the movies and shit in that webcomic, and it was just badass, and they were all true to character. Like
Dragon Ball Multiverse, the concept was you have different universes. Each of these universes took a different path. Like what if Goku never knocked his head and he didn't change? He still met Krillin in them and everything, but he was like a bad guy. So Krillin became the new Turtle Hermit for Master Roshi, and he didn't like Saiyans at all. He didn't fuck with them. Yamcha, for some reason, he's an android now. Don't know why, but he's an android. 18,
is he still weak?
He's actually much better. He's actually a lot better. They spared Yamcha's character. They spared it. I'm like, he was actually the shit. He's not on everybody else's level. And the strong forces in the tournament, but he's the shit. They had another universe where Vegeta and Goku never split. You remember how they just turned off their force field that they had, and that was like the aura that was around them that was keeping them fused together, but as soon as they turned it off, they defused. Well, this one was like, maybe I shouldn't turn this off. So he stayed as it was, and he beat Kid Buu. He rescued everybody from Buu. He fought Kid Buu and beat him with no effort. He was just too strong. Let's say they had another universe where Cell beat Gohan in that little Kamehameha wave fight. Gohan gave out and Cell won and killed everybody. They had another universe where Bojack's still around. They had another universe where Broly's still around. They made the movie characters canon. And then I'm like, yo, this is awesome. Even like you had another series where Frieza and his family was still around. Frieza, Cooler, King Cold, and they even showed King Cold going to new forms, even the form beyond the fourth, which is like Cooler's final form. They had him go a form beyond that, which was nice. And then like I don't want to ruin it for you guys, so I would just tell Denonu later. But it was just a lot of stolen ideas out of Dragon Ball Multiverse that was just so awesome that you guys really just got to check it out. This is like the best fan-made Dragon Ball Z shit I ever seen in my life. It was, and it's well drawn. It's well drawn. It looks exactly like the anime. Not all the filler episodes or filler readings that you get to do. They're not all that great, but it's like multiple artists that was doing the artwork. But whenever you see a certain one, it looks just like the Buu saga.
Yeah, it does.
The best looking saga out there.
They should have got whoever did that to do Super.
Hell yeah. Like that shit looks fucking great. I'm like, you guys you can't beat that. Well, pretty much how I want to wrap this one up. This is how I think Super should end. Like, I think Super should keep going if it ends this way. At the end of Super, it explains all the bad drawings, all the bad animation, and everything like that. It just ends up being Gohan's book, like the end. Like, and then it transitions back to the Buu saga animation and everybody having their own reactions to his book. Vegeta being mad like, you made me a sissy. I'm like, Goku was like this. You really made me slow. Like, he was like, but I think it was a good book. He's just being goofy, but he just
you basically say it's like, none of this existed except
none of this ever happened. Yeah. Period. It's not canon to the series. This is just it's canon as Gohan's book.
Yeah.
That's it, but it's not Beerus doesn't exist. Whis doesn't exist. These gods and all these universes and shit like that, all that shit does not exist. Like, none of that shit. And that would be fucking awesome. That would be the best way to end Super. Because then you're not fucking over the stories.
Yeah, you're not fucking over the characters, the lineage, none of that shit. I mean, if I had to say how it was gonna end, to me, I was like, the shit don't matter. They can make it like One Piece and have it playing for the next 20 years. I would treat it, I treat Super like I would treat Dragon Ball AF. Shit don't exist in my mind.
Right.
That's exactly how I would treat it. So I could care less how they would end it, but I don't know, man. The shit just it puts a bad taste in my mouth. And the sad part about it is like, it's not like we're bashing the series for the sake of bashing it. I mean, hence we're talking about it. We're huge ass DBZ fans. Been DBZ fans since we were kids. And it's just, when you see something that isn't up to par, like and that's another thing that pisses me off. It's like, you can tell they're not taking it seriously. Look at other anime and shit that they make that's just like DBZ. Bleach, Naruto. I can say One Piece to a certain extent. Fairy Tail. All of those different animes are just like Dragon Ball Z in the same shonen kind of way. They have their comedic moments, but at the same time they have the serious moments. Whereas Super is like, it's almost like it's a parody anime where they're just making fun of everything all the fucking time.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier.
It's like they're not even taking it seriously. So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just want to know, why do you guys actually like Super? Like, what makes Super appeal to you guys so much where you just holding on a high horse? Like, why?
I can't see it. People in comment wars talk about Super like it's better than DBZ, it's better than GT.
No,
I don't see it. It looks like garbage to me. Like it's in every aspect I try to view it, it's lackluster, even subpar than, let's say, even I would go back. It's weaker than Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball had some badass writing.
Right. And then people actually try to say that Zamasu is like the greatest villain in Dragon Ball ever.
Fuck no.
I'm like, what?
Fuck no.
He was just a whiny bitch. I'm like, yo, like I actually sit here at work and I would watch some of these videos of people, talking about Super and shit like that and how much they love it, all these YouTube commentators and shit. I'm like, you guys are just teenagers, man. That's just
yeah, maybe it's like that. Maybe they know about what DBZ is. Maybe they used to watch it for like a couple episodes here and there when they were kids or whatever, so they know what it is. Yeah. But they never like seen it from beginning to end or whatever. Or maybe they disliked it, but now something in Super has their attention, so this is the one that they grew up with, kind of sort of thing.
like my take on it. I think you guys are just too into cartoons, and like you always wanted Dragon Ball Z to turn into a cartoon and not an anime. That something really simple minded like One Piece.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that. Maybe that's what's hot in the streets right now. So maybe that's what people want.
I'm like, 'cause I be reading One Piece, and Luffy doesn't make not one logical decision ever. He just kind of acts on how he feels, and it doesn't make any kind of sense at all, ever. But everybody loves it. They just eat that shit.
I don't know, not me. I fucking hate that shit, but I don't know. I could think of like 4 or 5 different animes that does what Dragon Ball Z used to do, but Super does not. Like Bleach, Naruto, fucking Hunter x Hunter. They both do the whole power up thing in their own various different ways. But they have an ongoing story, likable characters, character development, badass music. It's like they take this show seriously when they make it, whereas Super's just kind of. It seems like the I'm sitting here talking like it's a game, but the developers, it's like they're just making it, and it's just like they're making it for the sake of making it. Like they're not taking it seriously at all.
Right, they're just milking the shit out of Super, and these people are just loving it. Like,
Like I heard they came out with the dubs. I haven't seen any of the dub version yet, but it's like I don't even want to.
I don't want to. I don't.
That's the sad part. It's like I feel like that's
disrespectful to the American voices of it.
It is. It's so shitty to me. I don't even care.
And to be honest, I was sitting there listening to the previews of the dub version. It doesn't sound like the original voice actor for Goku, for the American one, is doing his voice. It did somebody kind of similar, but I don't think it's the same.
I mean, it makes sense. You got to remember, it's been like 20 years.
Right. Yeah,
so it's maybe they don't do voice acting no more. They did the same thing when I think when they redid Tenchi when that came out, where it's like they couldn't get the original voice actors because it's been so long, so they get sound-alikes.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the guy who did the badass DBZ music, for the American dub, I don't know if he's gonna come back and do it. He probably won't. But
thanks for that. Why is Dragon Ball Super music so trash?
Well, I assume it's like that because
it just sounds like a parody. Like
the Japanese, musical score, and even though even in DBZ wasn't all that great.
It was. It was watchable. It was like it was watchable, right? But like. Everybody knows that Dragon Ball Z theme.
Yeah.
Everybody. But Super, it just sounds like
Super doesn't have any redeeming music to it. I mean, maybe the intros and outros if you like them, but the music that's in show is the background music when they fighting, or I'm sorry, when they're not fighting in Super, because they don't.
Yeah.
But it's all of the original background music is shitty.
I'm just saying, like, Super's music sound like some clown music. That's all I'm saying, and then like it doesn't get you hyped for nothing. Like you hear some clown music, and then you get to a serious scene. I'm like, what?
Nothing gets me hyped in Super at all. Like I can go back to this day. I've seen Dragon Ball Z probably 50 million times. I can go back and watch episodes of that and still get pumped to this day. When I watch Super, I fucking fell asleep.
I can say there's one thing I liked about Super. That was, all right,
what did you like about it?
My mic off. My bad. I was scratching my head and I hit it off. The one thing I liked about it is when Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. I'm like, I thought it looked hot how he powered up, and he took everybody by surprise. It was just kind of overwhelming for everybody. That moment was a good moment in Super. I think that was actually the highlight of Super.
See, I want to say that, but to me, that whole tournament shit was ass.
The whole tournament was ass. Why the fuck was 𝐾𝐨 or 𝐾𝐨, whatever you want to call him, that little fucking midget Saiyan, able to keep up with Vegeta? No, why was he able to? It's not. I'm not surprised about him going Super Saiyan.
I am.
Look how Goten was Super Saiyan. I'm just
saying. He's not Goten though.
You're right. I understand that. I'm like
you already admitted in the show that Saiyans in this universe is fucking weak.
Right.
They fucking said that shit.
Yeah, they're weak, but that has nothing to do with your transformation. It was like your transformation is a trigger, and and Vegeta triggered it,
So
which
his
I
trigger was
understand.
getting mad.
I guess the fear of losing all his people and shit like that, because Vegeta said he was gonna kill them all. So like I give him that. I'll
Okay.
give him that. But base, like, if you remember how strong base form Vegeta was in Buu Saga, he should have been able to just punish him. Like,
Yeah,
if
he
you
should have whipped
remember,
that ass.
base form Goku was beating on Cell and Frieza, and this motherfucker couldn't even beat fucking Frost. Why did Vegeta even have to go Super Saiyan to even fight him and keep? Why was he even able to damage him? Vegeta should have just whooped his ass base form. That was that. It shouldn't have been nothing more than that. That was that.
It's inconsistency. I mean, it's the whole anime is like that. It's like you have different characters doing their power ups and shit, but it's like at the end of the day, it's so inconsistent. I don't know who's strong and who's weak.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, something's just gonna happen where somebody else is just gonna become stronger for no apparent reason in the next episode. So it's like, what the fuck?
Same thing with Frost. Why did Goku even have to go Super Saiyan? Like,
Yeah.
Goku shouldn't even have to do that. Like, to be honest, where Frost was so weak, he didn't even show off his 100% power. That Frieza had, but he was just the same as Frieza. They're the same race, so he never got big and bulky like Frieza did. Nothing. He just kind of got his ass whooped, and that was that. He had the same traits as Frieza, where he was kind of hiding his form, and he was just saying, "Oh, this is my ultimate form." And like Goku was like, "Yeah, if you won't pull that shit out, I'm just gonna beat your ass right now." That's just that. Which I thought was kind of funny. And when Goku was like, "All right, man, I'm about to beat that ass right now," and he just transformed. And he was like, "This is it." Like, all right, what about your next form? He was like, "This is my form." Goku should have just slapped his ass right there and it just ended the match.
Yeah, like it's you can't go like at the end of DBZ they were like stupid strong, right?
Exactly.
Just below that godly tier. You can't go back and make them fight bitches and then try to make it seem like, oh, this fight is serious, it's impactful. No, because then it's them just toying around not doing shit.
Exactly. I'm like, I understand that you just can't keep bringing super strong guys here, but that's what you really have to do because you made your character so strong.
You either do that or have better writing. Like, they could have been like, you know what, instead of pulling these weak ass people, here's a tier of god level people that, there was a whole nother universal tier of people that, they didn't know about. And now you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You're just now getting that godly key. So now you have to get that and become stronger with that in order to fight these newer tier people or whatever.
Fuck that. Like I said, no god shit.
Like, Like if I was good, if I was doing it myself, I'd put no god shit in it at all, and I would just I would give them individual pros and cons to their abilities, kind of like how you would do like Naruto or like Hunter x Hunter. Where it's like you have your own power and you could do something in your own particular way, so you have to become stronger at doing it in your way. Right. That way it gives a reason as far as why is Vegeta always fighting next to Goku when he just does the same exact shit.
Right.
So
yeah, but let's bring it this way. Like where let's say, you bring back you bring new villains, whatever, right? And they're just as strong as Goku and Vegeta, whatever, right? That's the peak of their power. They're not stronger than each other, but they bring it back to how it was in Dragon Ball. It was all about the technique.
Yeah.
And you just see some badass fights, but on Z level. Yeah. But it's Dragon Ball.
I would have had no problem with that. They could have been like, oh, look, our universe is getting invaded by Universe 5. Right. And let's say Beerus and whatever, for whatever reason, they're prevented or blocked from doing anything. Treat them like the elder gods of Mortal Kombat. Shao Kahn came through and started wrecking fucking Goku. Could nobody, kick him out. Do something like that. And then that's how you introduce your new bad guys and have them be just as strong. And then you take it from there. And then, or have different writing where you write things a little bit differently and change the whole power level structure of it. And, because they were like way too fucking strong at the end of DBZ.
Right. That's another thing I actually liked about this other fan made anime that you can see on YouTube called Dragon Ball Absalon. I think that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Where you have these Saiyans who miraculously lived, and I guess they was out on some kind of missions, whatever. And there's a whole bunch of them, and they have new forms. They know about the forms that Goku and Vegeta can go to, but those are infant forms, where they have like a perfect version of Super Saiyan 4, and they got like a version like past that or some shit like that. They were like, "Why are you still using that form? It's like it's weak. Like, do you not know how to use your better form?" That's I would rather have a whole bunch of these Saiyans that's just dumb strong, where it's their own kind. It makes sense why they're that strong because it's Saiyans. I would love that. I don't know how they would win when you got so many that whip that ass, but it's just they're to find a way. Just make some good writing.
Yeah, I mean that's all you really gotta do is if you have better writing, and that's the thing is like that. I just don't think that. I don't even know who's making Super. Is it like Akira Toriyama that's making it, or is it like or is Toei still doing it? I mean, like, because I know Akira Toriyama didn't do GT. I think that was Toei that did that. But like, I think Akira Toriyama's doing Super, and it's like if he's doing it, it's like, why are you fucking up your own shit? Or maybe he just don't care about it no more, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe he just don't care about it. Maybe he's just getting a paycheck, so he could give two fucks. So, I don't know. But what's your, to end this, video and everything? What's your overall impression of Super when you compare it to like DBZ, the whole hierarchy of Dragon Ball? How would you compare it?
Super for as bad as everybody said GT was. GT is better than Super.
Yeah,
that's how bad Super is to me. I can't respect Super in any shape, way, or form. It's just garbage.
Yeah, I would have to say the same. Like if it were me, Super's on the bottom. To me, it would go Super, probably Dragon Ball, then GT, and then DBZ, and that's because Super is. I can't. For myself, what I like out of Dragon Ball, I can't find any redeeming qualities when I watch Super.
Can't get jiggy.
And just because they're coming out with a new Dragon Ball Z anime, it's not enough. I'm sorry. I need more substance, behind my animes that I watch.
You mean Dragon Ball Z cartoon? It's not an anime.
It's just like, I don't know. I can't respect it, man. They're not doing nothing right in my eyes, so.
You're not doing anything right. I'm sorry, guys, that I don't agree with you that Super's just
the greatest shit ever, No, I can't do that. I can't admit that. I'm sorry. Give me a reason.
I will gladly read your comments. I guess when this video goes up, if you see King Jude in the comments, that's me. And then you be able to reply to me there. Just go ahead and.
Oh, I'll put your information. I'll put your information in channel and whatnot on the video, so they'll know.
Okay.
They'll know who you are and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, I'll be glad, to have a debate. Now, if you just come on there and be like, "Oh, Super is the shit," and you fucking suck, then yeah, I'm just gonna block your comment and fucking ignore you. Right. Because you're not even, trying to have an intelligible debate. But
yeah, we'll definitely debate with you. Like, we're gonna go toe to toe with you.
Damn right.
If we see somebody in the comments that's actually putting us some good points and everything that we like, and we're not that we like that we can respect, then you know what? Hey, we might invite you guys to do a video with us.
Most definitely,
and do a debate.
Yeah, I have no problems doing that shit.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage that.
Yep. All right, fellas. Thanks for watching the video. I just wanted to do a little outro here. Just like me and my friend said in the commentary, if you guys want to have a debate, a conversation, what have you, either hit us up down below or you can hit me up on Twitter or something. Because I know my friend doesn't do a lot of social media, you know, as far as YouTube and everything, but I know I have all the different setups for everything. So if you guys want to, you know, have a debate or a comment war or something in the comments talking about Dragon Ball Super, maybe you guys are fans of Super, I don't know. But, you know, if you want to have an intelligible, you know, debate about Dragon Ball Super and what's going on, why you guys like it, why we dislike it, or anything like that, hit up the comment section down below. And as always, my name is Denonu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.